welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about something that I struggled with for oh so long: what to do when you have too many ideas. If you are anything like me, then you probably have a lot of ideas. I have so many ideas every single day that I don't even know what to do with them. And for a long time, probably from as early as I can remember, from being like a little kid in elementary school all the way through, I don't know, maybe 3 years ago or so, when I finally started this business that I run now and really found my career path. I was so conflicted by all these different ideas because they seemed to compete with each other so much, and I felt like I had all these things I wanted to do, but I couldn't do all of them, and I didn't know how to choose one of them and really go with it. I was pretty good, pat myself on the back, I was pretty good at taking action on something or other, even though I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. So I would just work on something, which that is definitely a piece of advice for you. We're gonna get into some more kind of step-by-step pieces of advice in just a minute. But just start taking action. That is a good place to start. But even though I was taking action, I still felt so conflicted and worried about all of the opportunities I was missing, and I just didn't know what I wanted to do or how to handle all these ideas. So over this period of time, as I've been figuring out how to deal with all of my ideas, I've learned a couple things, and I wanted to share them with you guys in today's video. This is not going to be like a lot of my videos. It's not going to be a step-by-step how-to tutorial type video. I just have a couple different suggestions that I've written down here on my computer about different ways that you can deal with having too many ideas and how to figure out what to do. Of course, if you enjoy this video, make sure you hit the thumbs up, but without further ado, let's jump on into these 3 ways plus a couple bonus tips you can figure out what to do when you have too many ideas. Alright, so my first tip is figure out what it is that you always come back to. Now, a lot of us have something that even when we have all these other ideas and we're considering starting a blog, or we're considering getting married, or getting a new job, or getting a dog, or you know what I mean. There's lots of ideas, maybe lots of different businesses you're thinking about starting, maybe different paths you're considering taking in life, or maybe simple things like, should I get a pet, or what should I wear today? But when you have too many ideas, there is often some overwhelming thing that's in the background that you keep coming back to. So for example, maybe you've tried all these different career paths, or you're considering all these different career paths, but every night when you come home from your minimum wage paying job, you're working some job because you're trying to decide which of these other jobs you want to pursue as a long-term career. Every night when you come home, you sit down and you write, and you're writing stories. And you don't even think about that as a possible career, or maybe you did, probably you did, right? But you wrote it off the list, you crossed it off the list because it was unrealistic for one reason or another, or unattainable, or you could never be successful at being an author. And so for whatever logical reason, you've crossed it off the list, but it's something that you always come back to. So my first tip is, if you have something like that in your life, if there's something that you always keep coming back to, an idea you always keep coming back to, something you're always thinking about, something that you're just kind of obsessed with or you can't not do, give that opportunity, give that choice a chance. Don't just cross it off because it's impractical or illogical for some reason or other. There is a reason you are coming back to it over and over again. There is something about it that is extremely interesting to you or you deeply love. So let that voice speak out and really listen to yourself. Alright, so here's my second tip for what to do when you have too many ideas, and that is to really consider the reality of what this idea would look like. Now, a lot of us have all these different things that we're considering doing or different careers that we're considering pursuing, and we think, oh, you know, if I was a lawyer, it would be great because I would make so much money. Or if I was an actor, that would be awesome because it would be so glamorous, okay? So we have this kind of Hollywood perception of these different careers and what that looks like. Now, if you haven't noticed, Hollywood, and you know, of course I say that loosely, but Hollywood, the media, makes every job look so sexy. Like, I watch Grey's Anatomy and I want to be a surgery intern. There is nothing I want more than to go work in a hospital and have 48-hour shifts. Or I watch the Olympics, clearly not Hollywood here, but I watch the Olympics. There is nothing I want more than to go be a gymnast or go be a figure skater. And I think, oh, what have I done with my life that I did not, you know, become a professional gymnast or a professional swimmer or a professional figure skater? Because when you see these different jobs on TV, whether it's being a nurse or whether it's being a figure skater or being a veterinarian, all of these different things, you see them on TV and they just look so glamorous and so sexy. And so it's easy to be deceived by this perception of these jobs. Obviously, there's a reason why they make it look that way, because they want you to like the character or they want it to be interesting or exciting in the show. But the reality of that job is so different from this glamorized perception of it. So as you're considering these different ideas and they all sound so interesting or exciting for one reason or another, for the second tip, what I really recommend that you do, and yes, do this tip even if you don't do any of the other things, write down, for each of the ideas that you're really considering, write down what your day would actually look like. So like, what would your job description be if you had that job, if you pursued that career, or if you did that thing, okay? If you're considering having children or not and you're trying to decide, write down what would your day look like if you were a mom. What would your day look like if you weren't a mom? If you're considering going to law school and becoming a lawyer, okay? If you carried that all the way out, you became a lawyer, what would your day-to-day life look like as a lawyer? Or what would your day-to-day life look like if you were a nurse or a nanny or an author or a TV writer? This can be a really fast way to be able to cross some things off your list that you felt really excited and interested in, and now you realize are not in line with your idea of success or with your ideal life. And of course, you also might realize that one of them really stands out and that lifestyle sounds really appealing. All right, and my third tip for what to do when you have too many ideas is to make a list of all of your ideas and then think about, when you get to the end of your life, which of these ideas would you really regret having not pursued? I've heard some people even recommend that you take this to an extreme and you like imagine yourself lying in the hospital on your deathbed and you really kind of try to get that visualization going. Not that you're miserable or anything, but you're, you know, this is your last few moments and you're thinking back on your life and what things do you really remember having done and you're really glad that you did, and what things would you not even think about at all. Thinking about it this way can really just help to put these things in perspective and help you realize which ones are actually important to you and which ones are just random whims. Okay, so those are my 3 tips on what to do when you have too many ideas, but I do have 2 bonus tips for you before you go. The first bonus tip is just remember that a good idea that you take action on is better than the best idea in the world that you don't take action on. So it's not so much about choosing the best idea or a perfect idea. There are lots of good ideas on your list of things that you're considering, and if you just choose a good one that you're interested in, that is something that you want to do, and you actually pursue it, you're going to get so much further and get so much more enjoyment out of it than by procrastinating and waiting until you find the perfect idea. And then my second bonus tip is just remember that when you choose an idea, it's not such a serious decision as you might be feeling like it is. You don't have to marry the idea, you just have to date it for a while. Just commit to going steady for 3 or 6 months, try it out, see if you guys are a good fit for each other, feel it out, and decide whether it's something that you want to continue to pursue. I mean, you've got your whole life ahead of you, and it really would be better to waste 3 or 6 months now, figuring out that one of these ideas is not the right thing for you to pursue, than to waste time trying to figure out the perfect idea and then choosing an idea and committing to it so hard, whether it's the right idea or not, and then sticking with it for years and years and years and regretting it. So just choose an idea that seems like a good one, commit to actually sticking with it for a certain amount of time, a set amount of time, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, whatever makes sense to give that idea a fair shot and really see it through like one full cycle, whether that's going to college for 1 year or for 1 semester, or starting a blog and blogging every single week for at least 3 months or 6 months, or starting a YouTube channel, or writing your first book, you know, and committing to writing every single day a certain number of words per day or a certain number of pages per day until you get through the first draft. All of these are ways that you can give an idea a try without committing for the long term, but you can really take the idea for a test drive and figure out if it's something that you want to pursue and if you want to throw your full self into. Okay, so those are all my tips for what to do when you have too many ideas. Before you go, make sure you hit the like button if you haven't done that already, and subscribe to my channel. I make 2 videos every week about intentional living, entrepreneurship, and success, and I would love to have you join me for the next one. Also, I've got a little freebie for you guys. It is my Life Clarity Questions worksheet. It is completely free. There's a link down below where you can download it. And what it is a worksheet that guides you through some different questions to think about what your priorities in life are and if your actions are really in line with your priorities, so that you can figure out if it makes sense for you to be, you know, spending your time the way that you're spending your time right now, or if maybe you need to do a little bit of restructuring. Like I said, the worksheet is completely free and you can grab it now by clicking that link down below. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you are having an amazing week, and I look forward to seeing you guys again next time.